Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother, on past the gravy bro.
What's happening, everybody? It's ladies' night on Pass the Gravy Bro. We got me, Emma, and we got Allison this way.
And we're backwards. We're normally the other way.
You're right.
I got it.
I'm a guest in my own home tonight. Anyway, we are going to recap the what is it, 6th episode? We have to count each one. Let's not, because there's going to be 1,000 episodes.
A cool Millie.
A cool Millie. A sweet, soft Millie. And right away, we have a question for Allison because she's the expert.
I don't know if that's true.
Ever not shown everyone's competition times?
Jason, from my understanding, that's a no. This is the first time, and it does seem to be because they done fucked up with Matt's accommodations.
Right? I mean, immediately ahead, like, what made them think, let's do a listening?
I was thinking, like, maybe, like, he had the chance of not playing in this one. So, like, maybe they were like, let's just do this and we'll figure it out if it comes down to it. But it came down to it. It did.
It was high stakes because he was also, like, #1 of house guest choice, right? If he hadn't already been picked.
Yeah.
So, think it through, guys. Think it through. But, okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the end of the nomination ceremony. And I can't emphasize enough how much Hisam is getting under my skin. But he's also, like, if this works out for him and he survives the next couple of weeks, maybe I love him. Maybe this is his origin story.
I don't know. Somebody I saw on Twitter said that he was, like, playing old school Big Brother. But it's, like, in the, like...
The rudeness. Absolutely.
The rudeness.
Like, here it is. I'm going to just tell you... Well, no, not even that, because it's always behind your back, but just straight up, I don't like you, let's get you out. That's
like, it's very confrontational in the very least.
Yes.
But, like, not in the way of, like, she needs to learn her consequences.
Yeah.
Which, like, I can't. That's no, sir.
No, sir. It is week 2.
You're not her father. Nah.
Not. And she's like, what has she done besides say his name?
She existed.
Yeah, there's no. She's playing the game.
She dared to have allies that are not him.
How
that bitch.
How dare she? Yeah, I can't. And he's got, like, the perfect Grinch little smirk smile where he's like, this is how you win. This is how you win, Big Brother, huh? Isn't it? Isn't it? And the look around to nobody. There's nobody in there.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. Okay. And the odd thing is Suri got the last word at the end. It's always HOH or the nominees, right? I mean, I don't know.
Don't know. I don't know the stats on that one. But also it's Suri, and how often do you have a legend like Suri in the house? Like, I feel like when Paul came on for his 18th season, did he not? Like, they put him in everywhere.
He's the leader. Like, she feels like she's the host of the game within the game. Like, she's one step down, one above the house guest, one below Julie.
Yeah, she's the Julie of the house.
She's the spirit guide.
Yeah.
Who has the option to get voted out.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I think many would vote. Well, I'm not going to say that. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so also another thing about Hisam that I can't stand, there's a long list, is his constantly asking Riley, how you feeling? How you doing? What are your thoughts?
He doesn't care.
And then interrupting her. Like, you know, let's give her the platform. Let's talk about it. Also, let me just interrupt you real fast. And I can't.
If his whole, like, shtick is being honest and having integrity and all of this shit, like, why are you being so fucking fake? Like, just...
It's not necessary.
No, and he's, like, still, like, hey, if you survive this week, like, we could work together.
No, you're not voted out. You're
No
not
one
done.
wants to work with you.
You're not done. I hate it. I hate
It's so annoying.
It's I don't know if I've hated someone this much so soon. Like I hated him in his interview. And hate's a strong word. I take that back. I don't hate anybody. I just very strongly dislike his personality.
Yeah.
And I usually love his type of person.
Yeah.
But no, I can't.
I mean, it was like he was in his like preseason interviews. I was getting slight like Andy vibes.
I could see that.
Like that was like his like archetype on the show was going to be like Andy, basically. I think even Andy said the same thing on Twitter. But like hard no.
Hard no. It was the direct eye contact of the camera the entire time that freaked me out. And I was like, that's my first red flag, is because he knows, you know, if I keep eye contact, maybe America will remember me and remember this interview and vote for me for things. And it's like this weird, like
Brittany last
my
year.
toothy grin. Yes. It's too much. Oh, Lisa. Okay, so yeah, he is not gaslighting Riley, but he's just absolutely yanking her out.
Kind of gaslighting her. She did not destroy the house so much. Like, she divided the house too early. I think everybody who has watched a recent season would be able to say that, like, in the first week, there is a large alliance, and it
always starts with the first HOH. Like, that's what people flock to. That's a pattern.
Yeah. So, like, and it's always like a huge alliance. It's 8 people, and we laugh at the 8, but like, I think even Bowie said in her preseason interview that, like, at the beginning, it is just a numbers game. So, like, you got to get in the number, and he's like upset that he wasn't a part of the number, but like in a way where it's like, I'll teach you to leave me out.
And it's obnoxious because he didn't create his alliance. He didn't say, like, it was Felicia who was like, they have a side, we have a side, and we're going to get the old people. And then he hopped on the train and decided to win the competitions, and then now has turned into the mastermind. He has Ravened himself in this, and it's making my stomach hurt every time I watch him.
Yeah. And like, I mean, he has gone so far to like, he has called Riley Frenchie, like she Frenchied her HOH. And I said the same thing. It was very reminiscent of Frenchie. But like, I'm sorry, sir, what have you done?
Yes.
Like, it's not that his HOH has gotten any better. Riley was just like weirdly talking like she was going to be best friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, then it was like, I'm best friends with everyone except Kirsten.
Whereas, but it wasn't Heisem. Like, she was still like, yeah, she said his name, but like, who else? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I hate when people get offended for people playing the game while they're playing the game.
No, yeah,
that's what he's doing.
This is so out of order, but it did bother me that at the end of the episode, Riley said something like, "I'm in a full feud with a 45-year-old man." Like, okay. You're kind of proving the point with that statement. Like, do I think he's acting as maturely as he could within the game? No. He's very narrow focused, not at all in what I think would be an adaptable, like, strategy way. But don't come after him for his age and be like, oh, he shouldn't be arguing with me. I'm just a kid. He's an old man.
Just a baby.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. But yes, and then she had said something else like along those lines too. Well, she also was like, I have to go back to him, my best friend. And it's like, don't bother. You know where he stands. And he's just going to yank you around even more. And it's just going to make us sad for you. It's going to make me, I feel bad for her. I pity her. And I did not like her last week. And I don't want to like her, but I hate him. I don't like him so much that I'm like, I hope something happens for you.
I also just like, don't go, Riley. You don't have to talk to him.
Right.
His
No.
power, done.
Right.
He's nothing else that he could do this week. Like, stop talking to him. You don't have to keep sitting
You
there.
don't have to. You don't have to keep providing content that makes us feel bad for you.
He cannot vote. The likelihood of a tie, very slim. At this point, you're not going to change his mind to keep you in the event of a tie. So just stop.
Just don't. I mean, I get, like, you want the veto, you got to go talk to him. But you don't have to go talk to him because you're the target. Send someone else to talk to him.
Yeah, like, he's made it very clear he hates you.
Yes. You've sabotaged the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you sabotaged the house by playing the game.
By playing the game. And, like, not even nominating people, right? Like, she didn't
even nominate.
She didn't even get to nominate these people. So
yeah.
I don't get it. And there are bigger fish to fry there. Okay, so we got to Riley and blah, blah, blah. And everyone thinks Corey is jacked in his memory picture.
Don't know where that came from.
But he maybe is more photogenic than he is in real life. Because it is a good picture of him, I will say.
It is a good picture of him. He looks a little beefier.
Yes.
I think.
But Felicia going, oh, you're not muscular, is the best grandma mom move I have ever seen. And she's just loving me. Like, I love her. She wasn't a feature this episode. And I feel like the last 2 weeks she was, but every small comment she made, like when she was running in and she goes, I needed to put my eyebrows on.
It's golden.
Love Miss Felicia. Let's save her until the jury. She can't win, but we'll get her there.
Oh God, yeah. They can't pull her along super long. Who was the chef that they brought along just because he cooked?
Joe.
Yeah.
Was it Joe? A little soul patch?
He had a little soul patch.
They didn't even like his food.
No, but they kept him around for a while because he cooked and cleaned.
Yeah, clean, I think, is the kicker there.
There's also June. June cleaned. That was her strategy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was before I was a super fan. But Siobhan, right? Tactic.
Yeah.
Check that for people who want to audition.
Yeah. Clean.
Learn to clean. Alex.
By the way,
what are your saving points? Just
pretty good strategy.
Who is past?
He's commenting all over the place. Yeah. Alex, it's Kentucky Joe. You were right.
Yeah, the one that they headbutted. Willie headbutted. And I wanted Joe kicked out immediately because I'm someone, and I wanted Heisem kicked out when he didn't follow the the have not room, butt kicks.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Should have gone then.
Well, I mean, I think would make sense if he had actually heard him say the N-word because, like, the shock of it. But I guess he didn't even hear that. So he's just breaking the rules willy-nilly.
I can't wait for his downfall. We said it 1,000 times last episode, but I'm still just sitting here on the edge of my seat for it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
I also just not off topic. It's very on topic. I want to know why it's the same bed that they have to morph in and out of when they go.
No.
And also the nether region has its own graphic. It's staying. It's here.
I really wanted them to, like, go to the nether region with them. I want to know where they are. I mean, they're absolutely just on, like, a soundstage somewhere else. But, like, I want to.
But don't call that set the nether region with the nether Gorgon.
Yeah.
And then not have the houses in the background when Jag comes up. Also, when Jag had to watch the whole nomination ceremony.
Oh, awkward.
He was like, yeah. And then, like, Riley was talking to him, and you could see her, like, kind of trail off. And she was like, I want to go talk to my boyfriend now. Yeah, I know you have no one to talk to, but yeah, see ya. Final 2. Peace out.
Great.
Classic.
Yeah. Good. I didn't realize he was there until they showed that bit of her, like, awkwardly going away.
Yeah, because
I didn't realize he watched the whole thing.
Like you said, they could chat anytime, and I'm sure, like, Jag is someone who wanted to chat. Like Siri, I always call her Siri wanted Jared to stop talking so much. So I feel like that's why he didn't want to contact.
That's fair.
The house, but Jag, why not? All of his best friends are in there.
Yeah, and as Todd pointed out, Bowie Jane just doesn't talk at all, so there was no communication from her.
Bowie Jane, and they called her by both names this whole episode. So do we have to start that?
I thought for the longest time that it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, she's a first and last name person. But I don't think her last name's Jane.
I don't think it is either.
Like
but
dawning
she
on me
said,
slowly.
like in their little champagne toast, I'm Bowie Jane. You can call me Bowie. And it was like, leave it at that. But everybody, they must not know her well enough to just go by one name.
They know each other well enough to cry and call each other brothers and sisters and their daughters, but not close enough
cut off
to
the
call
Jane.
her by one of her first names.
It's gonna be Bowie Jane. And I did write in my notes, like, I don't think she's old. I don't think 46 or whatever she is old.
Yeah. No.
But she was walking into the living room and you could see like the age on her. And I was like, yeah, how are they buying it?
It's I can only assume that it gets rougher from like where I am now. It's not gonna get better.
It's not gonna get better. It's just gonna get a little more saggy and a little more sad. And
yeah.
Hey, Todd Voss, don't ageism. 46 is old. I can say that. Are you 46, Todd?
Now, yeah, man. I mean, well, Todd. Well, Todd wants to know who goes first. Hisam. God, I'm gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
I've been learning a lot of names recently.
Fingers crossed he goes before we get it.
Honestly, that'd be great. We'll have to get to that question after spoilers, because
spoilers.
I mean,
also, every time I see Riley, it's spelled like Rachel Riley, and then I just get those flashbacks of Brendan, and then Hisam looks like Brendan, so like time lasers.
Also, Bye Bye Bitches was originally said by Rachel Riley.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Of course.
I was thinking maybe Janelle, but
it might be. Although they were talking about it on the feeds, and I think they all decided that it was Rachel Riley. And I'm planting my flag in that, and
although I can picture someone picking up Janelle and like carrying her somewhere off, and she turns around and she says it to
with the key, and she shakes it. Yeah, is it not Kaser, or is it right after she wins? It's when she wins HOH after Kaser is evicted.
Nice. Okay, so Janelle.
And I think it's Howie that picks her up.
Oh, Howie. That poor guy. That poor guy. Okay, so where are we in the episode?
I honestly,
there are a lot of spoilers. I don't want people to not think about it.
Stay away from them.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and we got to get through the episode. And it's one of those we got to get through it. Okay, so I guess we'll just go right to the veto pick and how disappointed Hisam was.
Oh my God, his face.
Joy I felt.
His awkward fake smile trying to stomach his way through it. Although I will say he did win the veto like 1 verse 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't deny that. That's one of those like years that turned in my head of like, okay, if they don't hate him, then I'm gonna end up liking him.
I don't know. Although I wonder what Matt would have been able to do if he was a hearing person.
Right. Okay, so explain what they did for him and how they messed up.
Well, they haven't said exactly how they messed up, but it's very fitting that this morning they released an article to I don't know if it was E! or Entertainment Weekly, one of those, about how they've been accommodating him, and people have been calling it out because, like, of course, you released that article the day of, or the morning of the veto competition that you supremely fucked him over in, right after you left him in the diary room after voting. So it's like, sure, yeah, cover your ass now. But I mean, it said that they've been working with like literally his audiologist and like people that, you know, he works with in real life to like get speakers directed at him. They're doing voice to text, and one of their fears is that
voice to text never works.
Well, yeah, that's one of their fears is that it's going to pick up something that they say in a headset that's going to like leak information to him, or like maybe it'll accidentally pick up something that another person's mic says, where it'd be like a different kind of like eavesdropping, but like not his fault. And they've said that hasn't happened yet, but you're right. Voice to text literally never works. And like, they also mentioned in the article that like they can't do that on like on your mark, get set, go competitions,
Right,
because
it's
there's
on your mark,
going to be a delay.
Go. Yeah.
So like, why are they not just using visual cues? Like a green light to go.
Yeah.
A red light to leave the fucking diary room.
Right. Right. Or like I mean, this competition shouldn't have existed. It was literally headphones. Like they even put them on him. You know, there was nothing playing in there.
Well, what?
Or like, okay, so I knew a girl in high school who had a cochlear implant, and she could plug her phone or whatever, her headphones or her, probably in high school, it was an MP3 player.
Her Zune.
Yeah. Into her cochlear implant so she could hear music, and like no one else could hear it because it was, you know, in her head. Yeah. So why is that not something they can do? I don't know.
Honestly,
don't
know. They in the article.
Give me the answers.
Well, according to production, they said that like they've also been like trying to find noise canceling headphones to like limit outside and distracting noise so that he can focus on the right like instructions and voices, and that they've brought him in like before. They said that before the show even started, they brought him in the house blindfolded and like took him into different places to like test like which voices and like not decibels but like pitch and things like that like he could hear better. And I think one of the things that they said is that he can hear deeper voices. I think it even said it was like more baritone voices, and I don't know what that is. But so like I think that's why the voice in the Veto comp was a little bit deeper, but like just because it's not a high-pitched voice doesn't mean that you can hear it perfectly.
Yeah, especially if it's reverse and scratch and reverse and scratch. But also, Alex, thank you. I was going to ask you, put up Kenya's comment. Why did they cast him? It's clear they cannot accommodate him. You're correct, but they cast him because he's hot.
They address it in that article, and it says that they thought that he would be a really great, competitor with a good message, and they were up for the challenge.
They were not.
They're not. They're not doing great. They're not doing great.
But also with his little ponytail today, I for the first time saw he's got one of those little cross earrings that was really big in the 80s. I'm not glad it's back.
One of those like George Michael earrings.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly who I was thinking. And then I saw his hearing aids for the first time too.
Oh.
And I wish that he would do that more, so everyone would absolutely know.
Yeah, I mean,
bring power to the cause. I don't know. I feel bad for him. I feel really bad for him.
So bad. There's so much more that they could be doing, and like.
You think when he saw that competition, he was like, "What are you thinking? What are you guys thinking?"
I honestly, yes, I do. And they even like in the article tried to turn it around on him a little bit and being like, "We've done what we like can think of, and we ask him like to tell us and like advocate for himself and let us know if
you think I'm 21." Because thank you, God, thank you. I'm also just really obsessed with the 80s. Yeah. To know me is to know that I love the 80s.
I mean, as a 33,
Allison called out the over here.
Yeah, you got it right that time.
Where's Michael?
And as a 33-year-old, I was not alive in the 80s.
But I love George Michael.
How do you not know about George Michael's earring? Specifically his earring.
Because I picture him with the little, sunglasses and a 5 o'clock
shadow. Real tight denim.
Absolutely.
And like leather. Yeah, absolutely.
Him and Matt, one and the same.
Absolutely. But I also, sorry, I was texting about this in the Veto comp, but I still I know you said that they were wearing costumes. I still can't decide if they were wearing
okay.
costumes
So I
or not.
knew once you said it, I thought, oh yeah, this is a costume because Matt would never wear a shirt. Right? Like that guy would never wear a shirt. He would wear something cut off, a tank top, no shirt, whatever. But then I saw Miko, and she had the Madonna going on. And I thought, one, off. That's not the 90s. And two, she was the host. So she was in costume.
Was she
would never wear
I
that.
literally missed her entirely, and I don't know how.
What was because after the costume comment, I was like, I need to see.
Oh,
because I
wasn't watching when she
confidence.
was. Yeah, I wasn't actually looking at the TV when she was doing that. I was trying to catch up on feed updates from throughout the day, but good God,
So America's outfit was like long, like schoolgirl.
Yeah, you said she looked like Cher.
Too cool to be a schoolgirl. So this is a costume. Cameron looked the same. Matt would never wear a shirt. Blue, kind of the same.
I think she already owned that.
She was like clips that got me, and I was like, that's either cool now.
No, they're back.
Or they're back, but
they're back. I work with a few Gen X. Nope, Gen Z. I definitely work with Gen X. But I work with some Gen Z people, and butterfly clips are back.
I'm happy about that. But I thought, so Cameron's saying, oh, the 90s, but also like with record players, I was like, no,
that's not the 90s.
Wrong. But the new generation watching this has no idea. So
yeah, I mean,
it all blended together.
Do have a record player, and I am from the 90s,
records, right?
What?
I said I see records.
God, I'm so bad at this. Yes, there's a bunch of records right here.
When we get a house, we'll get a record player. But yeah, and I was happy that they all knew what a CD was.
That's nice.
They didn't pick up the record and like, here we go.
Is that this one?
Is this guy? What's a CD?
Hey. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at, Matt was the one that caught my attention with the costume. He was the one that really stood out to me, and I was like, this might be a costume. But then Blue came on, and it was like, they had offered her a costume, and she was like, I'll do you one better.
Thank you for the clarification, Bean. Gen X born 65 to 80.
Yes, I definitely work with Gen X.
I work with almost all Gen Zers, minus a few of millennials are papered in there, but they refuse to believe they're millennials.
Because they're too young or too old?
Because they're like 95. And they're like,
okay.
No. And I'm like, okay, yeah. If you remember the Rugrats, you're there. Okay. You're with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting veto competition.
It was cool.
I felt
I like when they're somewhere else that's not the backyard.
Yes, I agree.
I always enjoy that. But I'm always wondering, what are they doing in the backyard that they can't be in the backyard?
Or like, did they set that up in the backyard?
Yeah. Or is that like the set of Young Sheldon or something?
Honestly, probably.
Maybe.
Is that not Young Sheldon's room?
I don't know.
Is that his hangout at that record store?
Does Young Sheldon like music? Is he too smart?
I don't know.
Is he too good for it?
I did feel really bad for Matt, though, because he was like, I don't know what a tuba is.
Yeah. I mean, he's had to see one, right? He went to high school.
I went to high school, but also, like, being in, unless, like, I don't know if he went to a typical elementary school, but I feel like I very specifically remember in music class learning about the different, like, families of instruments, like woodwind and whatever. Like, that is how I learned what a tuba was.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I played a tuba.
He's a sporty guy. Also, I hope they sanitized that mouthpiece every time.
I thought about that too. I was like, we're fucking done with COVID restrictions.
We're post-pandemic, so let's sanitize that. And all the inside, because what if someone like sucked in? It's patient's ear.
Ew.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Pretty gross. But also, like,
not to what Bean said. Ew, to
people sucking in.
Ew, just sucking in on a tuba.
Well, because who knows? If he's never even heard of one.
I feel like that gotta be one of those things where it's like,
mouthpiece?
you've absolutely heard of one and you just don't remember.
You've had to have seen one.
Yeah.
You go to a
I
high
feel
school football game, you see a tuba.
But like technically, is that not a sousaphone in a
It's
marching
a sousaphone,
band?
but it's still that Like
It's a marching tuba.
yeah, like the way they had it on the show was out. Like so, a tuba, like regular tuba,
I don't know.
the top of the horn is cut off here, but a marching band tuba, sousaphone is out. So the way they had it on the show was like
it was a sousaphone.
Yeah, now I can't remember.
Honestly,
mouthpiece was
would
out.
not know.
So it was a combination. It was a both.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you. I just know that they're called different things.
A band nerd, me.
Yeah.
So
I did appreciate the puns though.
Me too. Always.
I love to get tuba toothpaste made me laugh.
Yeah, tuba. Yeah, my sister texted me in the middle and she said, "Say tuba toothpaste again," because they just kept saying it, and now it's going to be stuck in my head on repeat. Tuba toothpaste, tuba toothpaste, tuba toothpaste.
It did take me a second to get the piano. I was like, what is a piano toilet? And then I saw it written out and I was like,
But they must be watching Potty Humor, Bidet, Us, like
honestly,
where they know us.
It's us.
It's us. Making connections. Back to our first episode of Making Connections.
Bidets, toilets. The producers are watching. Do better. Do better for Matt.
Let's make merch. Alex, let's make merch.
Do better for Matt. Justice for Matt.
Justice for Matt. And I wanted to, I don't know. Did you two vent? Yes. We can't stop talking about. BB Bean says, did you two vent about Hisam's dictatorial HOH yet? We can't stop. We stopped for a minute because sousaphones and poor Matt.
Poor Matt. But God, it's so bad. It's the veto speech at the end. The way that they were talking about it on the feeds was that it was so cruel and crossed lines and was just like absolutely ridiculous. And I didn't think that it was like mean by any means. Use that word too many times that sentence. But it was like
someone said rubs him the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what he does. It's taking velvet and opposite.
Yeah, this is what the House needs to do, is to vote Riley out. I mean, like, on one hand, high five for the Nads to say in a veto meeting, you are my target. I'm not changing my, like, nominations because you are my target, and just, like, call it out like that.
And I like that. I appreciate that. Like I said last episode, our episode, why do people keep alliances, like majority alliance, secret when they know? Like, why do they do that? I would rather a fight, like this house, this side, whatever. But I hate him. I hate the
guy. BB asked if his veto speech was edited. We will never know until they come out and their their non-disclosures expire.
I'm gonna assume it was.
It had to have been at least slightly, because I mean she was like sobbing. People were going up and like comforting her afterwards, so it had to have been edited. Alex asked if the feeds were down for like 11 hours. I think that was because of the competition, not because of the ceremony.
Competition took 2 minutes tops.
Well, it should have, but I think they were like talking about how on the feeds about how they really fucked Matt over, and like they can't it would be unfair for them to, like, if somebody were to have vetoed, for them to be able to like nominate Matt in place, because there's no possible way he would have won that. And so it was like they really, really fucked him over. And so I think that's why feeds were down for like, I think it was like 18 hours total for the competition. I don't remember feeds being down for a really long time for the ceremony, but also I've been catching up on feeds behind. I've been really behind.
Yeah, I've not been a good feedster the last.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, my least favorite is like I like the bell curve, right? Like I like the middle of the season feeds, because you have the right amount of people. You get to hear game talk, but like in the beginning, there's 16 people in that house, and everyone's yeah, my favorite color is green, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate this so much. Yeah. And so, like, we've talked about how, like, the only time we can tune in is during dinner, or really, because we both, go to work really, really early. So we
Yeah.
can't stay up late and watch it like we used to, because Alex doesn't sleep, and now I force us to sleep. And I just, it's hard to watch them in the beginning. It really is.
Feeds in the beginning are like, I don't need to watch them play charades or have like whole, like, I don't know, house. God, what did they do the other day? It was like a bumper pool tournament. Like,
Yeah, or like watch them put the boys' hair in pigtails or straighten Cameron's hair, or I do miss the hair braiding.
Over that part.
Yes.
When they stop doing that shit of like, it's summer camp, then the feeds get interesting.
That's when people start getting polite. I mean, stop being polite and start
getting real.
Maybe
it's a different show. I don't know. Bean said, why don't they let the nominees ask why the veto should be used anymore? I don't know, honestly.
I feel like they do probably have little speeches, but because of Tyson being such a dictator, it's more fun to see him tell us, like, they edit it for TV. It's the drama.
I think that they probably do include that in the ceremony, and it's just whether or not it's interesting enough to actually use. If they put it in the
be like, hey, I've had a really great time meeting all you guys. I want to stick around. Please just keep me.
Yeah. Like, that does nothing. I think if it's going to, like, add drama,
right? And then Riley's like, yeah, so I just really want to stay.
After that, Bean said, some are saying the feeds were down that long because of issues with Matt during the veto comp. That is what I was just saying. I think that they were down for like 18 hours because they didn't accommodate him correctly. Honestly, just because they lowered the like pitch of the voice, I don't think that has anything to do with being able to decipher when you're spinning a record to say the right thing or not.
Right.
Like,
just speech without a person. He can read lips, and he can use context clues, but it was just someone over a speaker talking to him. Yeah.
And somebody earlier in the chat mentioned like specific and like directional. I'm scrolling up to find it now because I want to make sure that I say it right. Oh, it's so far up. Amplifiers. Ashley said they have amplifiers where you can carry it around and make it easier for him to hear. They're portable. I've had that in my class before. I've had to wear kind of a microphone around my neck for a hearing impaired student, and it just amplified it for that student. But also, there's other things. That's not the only thing that
turn into an advantage
on. I don't know. I mean, I don't like. In that case, that's not the only thing that kid was relying on in class. Like, yes, he could hear me a little bit louder, a little bit better maybe, but like was still able to watch my mouth as I was talking.
Yeah.
Was still able to, like, there's other things that go into speaking and communicating. And if I remember correctly,
is a huge thing.
Like,
and there's no context in there.
Yeah, like only 10% of communication is actually words. Everything else is like just like your like body language, what your like mouth is doing, your pitch or intonation, things like that. And I mean, if he can't get that, then no matter what, like they're really fucking him over. And yeah, being said that he heard that Matt may have gotten emotional during the comp, maybe even tears, I wouldn't be surprised.
It breaks my heart.
That's gotta be so fucking frustrating for like an entire company that's so rich, they have so much money to be like, hey, come on this show. We'll get you. We'll absolutely make sure that you're able to do this because like it's not your fault you can't hear.
Right, and
this you
also so successful in every other aspect of his life. He's an Olympian, right? Like that's what people aspire to be, and he's this champion. And then he's just taken down 1,000 pegs because he can't hear, and he's gonna lose. He's losing his best friend in the house. His potential showmance. They could go on to get married, and because he lost his competition, he's gonna lose Riley. And they'll never get back together again. Of course,
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah, but of course, if it happened, they would never show it. They're
No,
trying to
'cause I
cover
kept
their ass right
waiting
now.
for them to tell me. Like, I kept waiting for Matt to tell me in the DR how they accommodated for him. Like, oh yeah, this is a listening, because it was such a big deal that he was dead.
Yeah.
So
That
it was
would've
like, I
been-
want
yeah.
to hear what they're doing
Well,
for you, Matt.
They
And so
couldn't because they didn't.
They didn't.
He could not say what they did because apparently it seems like they did nothing.
Nothing. They did the bare minimum.
If that, I mean, sure, a deeper voice. Great. We can do that one basic thing.
Right. Because I mean, with the Nether Gorgon, I could not understand anything he said. And also tonight I almost turned on my subtitles because
I always watch with subtitles and they're behind. So as the Nether Gorgon was talking, I didn't know what was happening because it was like a sentence and a half behind what he was actually saying. And I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like type to text. So yeah, I don't watch them with like regular TV, but movies, streaming shows, whatever, always subtitles. Always.
To be fair, yeah, I feel like
it's behind on live TV.
This is the only live TV I actually watch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we watch like a lot of Comedy Central's Seinfeld in the middle of the day, but I don't need subtitles for that. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah. Also, not live still.
No, but neither was
like,
you know what I mean? Like as it's going, as they're not.
Yeah, I think that somebody has probably sat down and captioned all of the Seinfeld episodes at this point.
Yeah. Well, I guess
so it could air like it's streaming.
Facebook won't even let me turn on CC for you guys. Let's see. Oh, that's right. We used to
do that.
The thing, and it would say some things.
I think my Chrome does live captioning when it turns on, and I have to turn it off for the podcast every single time because it was just like anytime
off.
It's so bad. It's like when the intro plays or the spoiler alert, it just like it can't keep up, and it's like brother, sister. Never says sister, but like brother, big brother, your brother, my brother.
Brother. I do remember that era of Facebook.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was the veto competition. Matt certainly didn't win. We've just been talking about him a lot, so I said his name again. Heisem won. Apparently, like just killed everybody, all 5 of the people that.
What else? How? I can't deny the genius of just skipping to the second record.
I feel like once I realized they weren't in order, why are you only listening to them in order?
Yeah, that's true. But that's to learn as you go.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you know what? I know it. I know it's not going to be that way.
He did manage to get the first round completely in order. It was just a full sentence for him because he skipped.
Yeah. He gave me game. But, and I hate to admire that. I hate it.
I mean, he's a smart guy. He's a
smart guy.
He's both a physician and a psychiatrist.
I like that I think we both wanted to say doctor, but we knew it was physician. I'm not sure the distinction.
Well, I mean, both are doctors, which is why
both are doctors. But it's more fun to say he's a physician because I don't want to because I do not want to call him Dr. Heisem like a doctor will. Like I know we're not doing that.
No, he's not good enough for that. He's too much of an. I mean,
I don't know.
Dr. Will was an ass, but it's different. Yeah. Dr. Will was fun.
Dr. Will was fun. Dr. Will was hot.
Condescending. Yes, Dr. Will was hot.
I'm shallow. Figure it out.
It is what it is.
Okay, so yeah, he wins the veto. Again, Riley goes to him and he's like, how are you feeling? What are your thoughts? And then he says, what can I do to help you? How dare you?
Take her off.
Dare you? Here's what you could do to help me, but I know you're not willing. So what's the point of even speaking? I'm not going to waste my breath on
I think I would have walked out then and there. Like, you have the veto. I'm on the block. Don't ask me what you can do to help when I know you're not going to take me off the block.
Oh, I hate him.
Be like,
I mean, I
well,
just
it seems pretty obvious. And I'd walk out.
Yeah.
And then I would absolutely be evicted because I'm a snarky bitch.
You know how you just told everyone to vote me out? Do the opposite. That's how
Yeah.
you can help me.
Yeah.
The one thing. And also, okay, before we get into spoilers, one more side
Yes,
note.
please.
Why were they suggesting showmance names for Jag and America?
I don't know, because that's not one that I would have seen. I
Never
think
heard
Jag
it.
is into Riley.
Jag is absolutely into Riley. 1,000.
And Riley's into
But
Matt.
he knows she's out the door, so he's got to find a new girl.
Yeah, but
Isn't
he's
that
like
what
clinging
we're
on to Blue now. They have a final 2.
But does he like Blue?
No, I think Blue likes Jared. Anytime Blue says boo or poo, she's talking about Jared.
Oh, I would
But-
love to see Jared get into showmance. No,
So
I
we
would.
would not let him.
You're right. I would love to see Jared win, but I would also love to see him do it all. Right? Showmance,
Yeah.
mom in the house, winning. I love Jared.
Could you imagine just like if he ran like had Kyle's experience last season, but like mom's in the house?
Yeah, I can't. I can't. I would love it just for the camera movements to Suri behind going. Like,
Honestly, just a slow blink of 30 seconds. I don't approve of any of this, but especially that, son.
Next winners. Okay. Ooh, I like Riley. I like Rag. Riley and
that's
plus
what
Rag
they-
equals Rag.
Yeah, maybe, and I think that's what they have called themselves as their like final 2 is Rag or something. But yeah, I do think, Todd, that Jag is casting a wide net. He's like, I feel like he doesn't talk to America that much. His main person right now is Blue. I feel like
Okay.
America is closest to Corey.
Interesting. America.
America.
I love not having control of this. Okay, one more side note before we get into spoilers, because now we're approaching the 1 hour mark, and I did not think Ladies Night could do it. Proud of us. But
Woo!
I just lost my thought.
Side note. It's the side note before spoilers. It's not showman's names.
Oh no,
but
I
Jag
need
and
you
America.
to explain.
Oh,
So
God.
through the whole episode, right? It was not the whole episode. After Veto picks, it was like we got 3 people in my alliance, like Riley. 3 people in my alliance are rooting for me. We're all going to take Riley off the block if we win. Cameron, and you told me this during the show because I texted like, "What's going on here?" Cameron's in that alliance, and they are not by his side. And this isn't a spoiler, is it? Because I don't think they're gonna. They didn't touch on it in the episode.
No, this happened
I
last
don't
week.
think they're gonna touch on it at all. I think this is inside.
Yeah.
story.
So Cameron was like, the fucking handful very openly reached out and like collected family style by adding Jared, America, and Corey, but then also grabbed Cameron in, or was Cameron in the handful? Honestly, I don't
Cameron was
remember.
in the handful.
He was in the handful. But then, yeah, so Bean said Cameron left the alliance first. Cameron went to, I don't remember if it was the Bye Bye Bitches or if it was the Professors or a combination.
They're sort of the same.
Or just like the comic room. I just spit everywhere. That was gross.
You couldn't say it. You couldn't say it.
And was like, okay, so here's the alliance. And that's how Red was able to like go talk to Riley and name all of them.
Okay,
Because Cameron had told us.
he was hustling, and I do remember last CBS episode. He goes, "Well, I think the handful's falling apart," and so I guess that was his.
Yeah, I mean, he jumped ship.
Area.
But like, he didn't just jump ship. I don't think it had staying power as.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't think it had staying power as an alliance, but it could have lasted. It wasn't sinking until he jumped ship, and his like the reverberations from his leap rocked the boat so much it started taking on water. Like
wake.
Yes, they started drowning in the wake of his like full abandonment like leap.
Yikes.
But yeah, so that's why like
BB
they're
comment.
yeah. Yeah, BB, Cameron jumped shipped and burned it. And I think that's why
that would explain like the hustle and bustle around Red not going to the nether region. Because Red, to me, felt like it was pulled out of thin air. I was like, well, why is everyone talking about Red? No one has talked about Red.
I think it's just because him and Cameron are close.
Are close, yeah. And I only know that, I mean, based on the episodes, is the bidet talk, but if you watch the feeds, they are close.
They're very close. They're definitely a duo on the feeds. But yeah, I mean, I think Cameron was an odd choice to like put up next to Riley, aside from the fact that like I guess Cameron thinks of Riley as his daughter in the weirdest fucking way. It's still so strange to me.
It is strange. But does Hyson know that?
I think so. Because Cameron was like going around telling people like, oh yeah, she reminds me of my daughter, and like also, but like I don't want people to think we're in a showmance. Ha 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 ha. Us the showmance, and like started like I don't know, he like tried to put it out there that they were a showmance while also saying that she reminded him of his daughter. It was fucking strange.
Yeah.
He got real creepy.
Has dug himself a hole.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. I know he was your favorite.
Oh, I mean,
he's giggling.
Cameron is, I think, fucked in just the long run of everything.
I think Cameron, just based on his life, has spent too much time alone to just immediately go in the Big Brother house and be like, yeah, I'm a normal guy. Because you aren't, man. You aren't. You're saying some weird stuff. It's freaking people out.
Time alone.
Right?
It's such a fucking burn in like the nicest way.
Because like some of those things you could see would be okay, but like no, they aren't okay.
Yeah. Being asked if anyone in the house says that the Cameron Riley thing is creepy out loud. Yes. I think most of them absolutely Izzy fucking has. Izzy
hates him.
Izzy has cried. She hates him so much. She cannot stand him. He bothers her so much. She like cried. Like, I can't fucking get it together.
Poor Suri. She cried.
I know. But yeah. So I think he ended up on the block because of his like weird push for like, oh, Riley's like my daughter, even though she's 4 years younger than me. I'd like to date her. It's a beautiful face.
The eyebrows are telling.
Eyebrows are out for that one. It's basically what he said though. He's fucking weird.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think that's why he's on the block. But is he in danger? I don't know. He seems very confident. The fact that he said, I always want to say it's like kiss of death. If you are on the block and in the diary room, you say, but I think I'm safe. I don't know.
Never say it.
No. Why would you ever say that? Just like you can think it, I guess, but like don't say it out loud.
Kiss of death, all those things. Okay, so one last thing. I know I keep saying it. One very last thing before we get to spoilers. What were your thoughts on Hyson wearing his sweatshirt tied around his waist?
I don't even think I noticed it.
You noticed? Oh God, I noticed right away. Why do I notice his wardrobe choices? I think, and he also had like a little
bandana's killing me.
The bandana is a lot, but he also had a skull on his tank top. Like he is sending, if not the house guest messages, he somehow knows about me, and he's like, she's gonna see this and she's gonna talk about
Fuck you, Emma. Fuck you specifically.
Right? The skull means death to Riley, okay, and the tied around the waist means it's a tie into the 90s. Okay, so I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm here. Riley's gone. That's how I felt.
I think that he is just like, I don't know. Honestly, anytime I think of him, I just think of his shimmy in the opening, which honestly, I do kind of love the shimmy in the opening. But holy shit, Angela, yes. Angela said the bandana is giving Cousin Mike.
Yes. Also, his little cap is giving Date Mike.
It's Prince Mike. That is exactly The worst thing about the nether region was the Dementors.
And I never got caught.
I never get caught. Yeah, no, I think that is why I hate it so much. Like, it's so, and it's also like, it looks like just a random piece of fabric.
Yeah,
like
it looks ripped. It
Joann's.
looks like he ripped apart the sheet on his bed because, you know, he's the HOH. He can do that. And he ripped it and then he just tied it up.
Yeah, it looks like he like walked into Joann's and was like, "Give me a yard, do a jagged cut,
1 yard, no scissors, go."
just
I
want it choppy." Who knows? Maybe it is the HOH sheet. He doesn't even sleep in the HOH bed. Apparently, they woke him up in the middle of the night last night because he was like sleeping on the ground. And there's like pictures of him, and he is sleeping with his like head off the bed. It's like, it reminds me of the time when Elena took a nap in like the wave room and was just like full like inverted with her like head down and like was spilling her drink because she just like full passed out. Like, it looked like she fell and never got up.
That's so funny because I think Elena in real life probably has done that many and many of times. If you follow her
for
on
sure,
Instagram.
she absolutely has in real life done that so many times.
Well,
yeah.
BB Bean has never watched The Office. We will block you. We won't block you because we love BB Bean. But get on it, man. Get on it.
I like that you always give BB Bean an extra B.
Oh, you're right.
Remember, it's not BB Butterbean. It's just Butterbeans.
It's just Butterbeans.
It's just Butterbeans.
BB Bean. It should be BB Bean. Change it.
Come on, change your whole identity.
I know you span across many platforms, but change it for me. I'm just kidding. Don't block me. Okay, so do we want to get into some spoilers?
I think it's time. There's nothing else to say about the episode.
We hit the hour.
We hit the hour mark, honestly.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, BB. B. I can't. It'll never stop. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's how I read it in my head now. Even though I know that it's B-Bean, it's just in my head. Oh, B-Bean.
No, I just need to say Babine. Babine. That's how that's really pronounced. Okay. Babine.
It's great.
Babine.
Bye-bye.
I also love Girls' Night.
It's going great. Would you say these, is it women crushing it Wednesday?
Crushing it Wednesday. Although I think A-Town's going to come in on some spoilers. Are you coming in on spoilers? All right. I don't know any.
Oh, I know spoilers.
I mean, I know not as much as you. I know from what I've read from you and what I've read from the internet, but
the intranet. Yeah.
The internet.
Well, at this point, I don't know the outro before the spoilers. That's just real talk. But
yeah.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
That part?
No more.
Follow us if you don't want spoilers. Now's your time.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to say all these things. All these things.
I know spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So now it's too late.
If that
too late.
thing didn't give it away, then that's on them.
If that what thing?
That big, loud spoiler alert didn't give it away, that's on them.
He said if the big loud thing didn't give it away, it's on them. But no, we're supposed to go. If you want to tune out now, be sure to follow us on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube.
Emma on
like
Twitter
and
at Tweets.
All the credentials. Hey, put those in the comments.
Type it in the comments and we'll say it so you can put it in the edited version in the right spot.
Yes, please.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Give us
please.
a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. We're Almar7490 on Instagram and Emma Lawler on Instagram and Little M Tweets on Twitter. And what's your Twitter?
Affable Allison on Twitter.
Affable Allison. I love that name though. Good name.
I think I came up with it in, I don't know, when did Twitter come out? Were we in high school?
I got a Twitter.
It was either late high school, early college.
Oh, smash it. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Punch it. Punch the bell.
These buttons.
Watch YouTube.
Here.
We're pointing to it somewhere.
My
One
name's
of these is right.
Emma. Okay. Spoilers.
Okay.
There was a semi sort of maybe flip.
Oh, there was a for sure flip for
From
like
last I heard.
solid 24 hours and then
Okay.
flip back.
Flip back. Cerie said, no, ma'am. We're flipping back.
Yeah, which like I don't know why.
I don't either.
It's fine. Whatever.
Production.
Either one is fine. I guess like they decided that like the path of least resistance moving forward is what they've been saying. Like, is that
Oh,
they
pass the gravy. Hot take. Because I also kind of read that too.
yes.
Put your own comment up.
Pin your own comment. Gravy
Nicole?
Bro said
Flip.
Nicole didn't want to flip when Izzy brought it to her the first time. She was like, no. And that's when Nicole like had her little rant in the storage room, which was amazing because she's full on by herself and like talking with her hands. And she's like, the math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't math.
And like, just like hitting it. Somebody gift it somewhere and like put it on some speed, like put some speed on it. And so she's like all over the place and it's great. Yeah.
Okay, so the flip originated because we heard Cerie, that last Talking Head interview, DR session, said, I don't like him. I don't like that he's got this. Yeah, she doesn't like it. And so what Cerie says is what we do.
Well, I mean, that was about Heisem, was it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So she was like, I don't want to listen to him. Fuck that. And then she also cannot stand Cameron.
What? Well, okay.
No one can.
We already said that. We
No one can.
No one can. With an M.
Nicole, there you go. So yeah, it was honestly the only person against the flip was Nicole. So she was, I mean, kind of at like they came back to her and she was like, okay, well, if it's the whole house, like I'll vote with the house. And I guess when she and Corey were talking later, she was like, look, honestly, I don't care. But like, I don't think we need to be like flip-flopping on this. And like realistically, it is really early to be having these.
To be
yeah.
petty. Although
Well,
Heisem is being petty.
Yes.
But it's
And, like,
really related to be double petty.
Yeah. And so they were, I think their like motivation was that Riley was going to go after Heisem and Heisem was going to like eat shit on camera for like the full shock of having Riley stay. And then he was going to go after Riley even more. But like,
How dare Nicole from taking that from us, though?
it wasn't
How dare
her.
she? I mean,
She
how dare Cerie for changing her mind? But like, as soon as it started festering, I was getting really excited.
yeah.
It was like, here we go. We're gonna watch a meltdown. We're gonna get to watch a meltdown.
Oh, yeah. It was going to be great. And like Cerie and Jared, I think it was Cerie, Jared, Izzy, and Corey had talked about it and we're like, sure, okay, let's flip it. And then Izzy went and talked to Nicole and Nicole was like, no, I don't want to. And Izzy was like, oh, you're right, we shouldn't. But then she went back and talked to Cerie, who was like, no, we're getting Cameron out. This is stupid. But like, I also don't understand the idea of like the like thought process of like, well, I guess we should get Riley out because she's a comp beast. She's only won one competition that most of the house was throwing.
That's true. But I get also like they said she's the leader of that side. But it's funny because they don't have a leader. I mean, like she's the leader because she was the HOH and she said, let's get this together. But if one of them also won the HOH, that person would be the leader. Like they're very fluid.
Oh, yeah.
in leadership there, and like the professors are not. It's Suri, and right now it's Heisem, but is he in charge? Because Suri absolutely could have flipped that vote on him.
Yes.
Leader by default, Polly.
Yeah, sorry. It sounds like my dogs just knocked something over.
No, you're good, because there's a lot of people outside my apartment right now yelling.
They're also pissed at Heisem.
Do they not know what's going on? Team?
Team, do you get it?
Do you get dog team outside? Okay. You know what's
Do you
going
get
on.
it? Do you get it?
You get it?
But yeah, so I mean, the flip, it was like at 8 o'clock, what was it, Tuesday night? They were like, we're fucking flipping, man.
I thought it was immediately, like, if Tuesday night was the veto ceremony, they were like, yeah, we're flipping.
Or was it? No, it had to, it's today's Wednesday.
No, I guess, like, the internet is saying 24 hours has been crazy.
It has been. It was like 8 o'clock, and this is Big Brother time, so not us. It was 9 o'clock. Nope, that's not how math works. 10 o'clock Central.
8 o'clock their time.
Yeah, 8 o'clock their time on Monday. That is when they decided to flip it and keep Riley.
Okay, that's like 24 hours after veto ceremony.
Yeah, and then another like 24 hours, it was like 9 o'clock their time last night. They started thinking, well, maybe it's not worth it. Like, maybe, like, it's whatever. Like, I think Cameron finally told somebody he wanted to backdoor Heisem, and they were like, oh, okay, well, then we can just let Cameron do that. And so they were like, so, like, I mean, we don't really have to, like, fight about this because, like, whatever.
How could Riley not also want to do that?
I mean, she does.
So keep Riley.
Honestly, I think it makes more sense to keep Riley, but whatever. I'm not in the house.
So, like, they're blinded, right? The professors, the old person alliance, the whatever. Yeah. They don't see that we see that Riley's not really the head honcho. I mean, she is the head honcho, but it could very much change. Like, those guys are fun, freewheeling, whatever. So, you know, Jag gets HOH. She's the leader. Like, the leader is, there's no head to that team.
No, I agree. Yeah, I would say at this point, she's absolutely not the leader, especially because, I mean, I would venture to say that until the vote flipped back to keep Cameron, like, they started considering it, like, last night. And then I guess it was like 10 a.m. this morning, they decided for sure they're going to keep Cameron. But, like, until that happened. We
still have some hours, though, so.
That's true, but, like, until that happened, Jag and Blue, who are, like, Riley's top two, we're going to vote Riley out.
I get that, though, because you don't want to rock the boat, and those people don't have a leg to stand on.
Votes.
Like,
hinky votes.
Hinky votes are fun, but
I love it, hinky.
Them being terrified because Suri is such a strong force.
But Suri was the one telling them. Like, they were like, there was an almost alliance between like Suri, Jag, Blue, and someone, and Izzy, I'm sure, of like, oh, we could do this, and like, then we'll all work together. Nobody would suspect it. And that, well, like, they were, excuse me, I have like hiccups right now. They were like they were like working with Suri, and like Suri was telling them, we want to keep Riley, and they're like, oh, I don't know, like, like, they were still going to vote Riley. They were like, the votes against Riley were going to be Jag and Blue, and probably Red, but like, everybody else was like, yeah, sure, let's flip. And then now that it's like decided that Cameron is leaving, that like Jag and Blue are now going to throw votes to Riley to like be her friend, but Heisem keeps like threatening them in the way of like, if you vote for her, people are going to know that it was you, and then they're going to target you because Riley was the target. And if you vote for the person who's the target, then like you're the next target.
But like, what he doesn't know is that that's not true.
I know. And like, they should know that that's not true, but they're like kind of falling for it. And he's like promising them safety somehow if they don't vote for her. but then also telling, like, he told Bowie or Nicole that, like, he
Bowie
wants
Jane.
Jag. Yes, Bowie Jane. He wants Jag out next week after promising Jag safety, which he can't do. He has no way to promise Jag safety.
Yeah.
And also, he's bothering me so much.
I'm glad.
He's
I
like
felt really horrible. Like episode 1, week 1, I was like, I hate that guy, and now I'm glad that everyone.
So bad. He's so annoying. But like, I guess apparently, he's like trying to start these like side alliances to like pull in Riley's people. Like he's threatening Matt and trying to pull Matt in, and he's threatening Jag and Blue and trying to pull them in.
Well, we saw the threat on Matt. I mean, it was a different kind of threat on the episode.
I mean, that was one of the few threats.
But he's not. You know, these people aren't dumb.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So now, like, he's like trying to start these side alliances and like pulling these people in, and he made this huge deal with the professors about no side alliances. Because the professors is the only alliance and there are no side alliances except for his.
Except for his. But that's also his personality, his MO, his it's okay when I do it, but I'm gonna manipulate other people thinking that they can't do it so that they don't do it, but I'm gonna do it, and then they're gonna be so shocked when I come out on the finale night and go, yeah, so you all weren't making side alliances, but I was.
Yeah, no, it's
good smile.
It's the worst. BB and At said that if he wins Veto again, he could take Jag off the block. Yeah, but like
he won't.
That's one of the reasons why they're all saying they need to, as soon as he doesn't win Veto, they need to take him out, because as the weeks go on, the more and more likely he's going to be playing in Veto.
Yeah, that's true. And like, as soon if we're gonna keep doing this another region, that guy needs to be saved for the time where they can't play in the Veto. He needs to be the Bowie Jane next week.
Yes, absolutely.
I hope they do that.
Like, I think, like, realistically, if he plays, like, it's very with regards to, like, I guess, odds within the Big Brother house, the likelihood that he plays Veto next week is less than the likelihood that, like, he plays in weeks continuing. But, like, and there's no guarantee that he would play in Veto, and he's so pissed at Jag for not sending like, who did he say? Send Red? He wanted him to send.
No, he wanted to send Blue.
He wanted him to send Blue. Sorry. I don't know.
No, and I as much as I want Suri, as much as I want Jared to win, because I keep saying Suri, but like, if Suri gets to the end and Jared gets to the end, I want Jared to win because I love that family. I love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want someone on the handful to win to win HOH. That way, Suri can do underdog stuff and get
like under the radar shit.
Yeah, because she will. She absolutely will be
a
vigilante and just be like, "What do you need? I'll do that for you," and then she'll get him out. Absolutely, they will put him in another region. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that keeps going. I never want a twist to keep going on, but I hope that one's going on next week.
Only because I want them to game it in a way that I like.
Me too, because I love when they game the game.
Yeah, I think it takes, like
almost immediately every season they game the game. And I'm always like, they're so smart, but they only have time to think.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's part of like the adaptability that's required to be a good player. If you can't think on your feet like that, then like, if you can't game the game, you fucked.
Merch that, because that's a great t-shirt. That's a great sticker.
Yeah, it means that Heisem could be the Rachel Riley 2.0 and win his way to the end, even though the house hates him. If they let him get there, which they shouldn't. Especially because he's...
But say with Rachel Riley, they shouldn't have let her get to the end.
But like, at this point, if any of them watched last season, he is is coming for Michael. Michael. Oh my god, he was like my favorite. Why is that his name?
Yeah. Did you say favorite right or white? Anyway, Michael. Yes, Michael.
Did I say his name right?
Michael's.
He's coming for his record.
Weakness.
Yes, Alex, Michael Bruner.
Really overshadowed his comp beastness. Like Heisem is bulky. Like I even said today to Alex, like Heisem is a butterface. Like from here down, I'm like, yeah, absolutely excellent. That's why he was casted. But here up, he's like, you know, like I see, he's Brennan, and I hate it. But he looks strong. He is strong, and so Michael did not. And so they kept being like, maybe he won't. Maybe he's only good at mental stuff. Maybe he's only good at mental stuff. And then he was good at everything. And that's how he was able to fly under that radar.
That's what I want from Corey. I want Corey to, like, the fact that they were, like, giving him shit for not being buff. I want him to, like, he is small and he's not weak necessarily. He's just a smaller dude.
He's a smaller dude, so, like, he knows each game. He knows the game. He knows how CBS sets up reality shows.
Yes. And I think that he could kill a wall comp.
Absolutely.
Because he's a smaller dude, so he still has the upper body strength that's, you know, like
needed for those wall comps.
Because stereotypical of like men, but he doesn't have like the overwhelming like Dorito body pulling him forward.
And he's not holding up 200 pounds of muscle. He's holding up, 150 of semi muscle.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think that Corey could pull the Michael Bruner, but like right now, he's not winning shit, which is fine. Like it's early in the game.
He's too far up Cere's butt to get out. But I like that the professors are kind of pulling him in and like talking to him.
Yeah, but I still can't tell who actually likes him and where he is on anybody's list, because Jared is trying to tell him to talk to Cere more and talk to Izzy more and like get closer to them, which makes me think that Jared wants to work with him. But then also I feel like Jared said that he's like 4th on his list.
That's still pretty high because he has a whole alliance.
Yeah,
he has everybody in the house to pick from, actually.
No. I mean like 4th on his like eviction list.
Get out.
He wants him like out like 4th, I guess, of like it's like Heisem.
I could see that though, because I could see how he sees him as a threat, but I hope that he sees that threatness as allieness.
Yeah, I mean,
way to phrase that.
Yeah. In Heisem's preseason interview or whatever, he said something about like he wants to find a ride or die, but a ride or die that's actually good. Which is like the issue is people find a ride or die day one and you don't know how they're going to do on comps. But like,
you're dead.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, my ride or die, but my ride or die can't fucking win a comp to save me when I'm on the block.
My ride or die can't tell a lie.
Yeah.
My ride or die actually ended up being very religious. So here we go.
My ride or die actually sucks at this. I love them as a person, but
my ride or die got to do with showmance.
Yes.
It's so, true. Like, yeah, it's risky business picking someone.
You got to get a ride or die that's actually good. And I think that like that could be like that would be a good Corey Jared pair.
Yeah. But I picked them to be 1 and 2.
Same. They were 1 and 2 on my draft list.
That's true.
But I mean, this got so off. This is not even spoilers anymore. This is just talking about them. But yeah, I don't know where Corey actually lies in the house because like he and America are pretty close. He and Nicole are kind of close. And I know a lot of people in the chat have said like Nicole hasn't existed. And I think that that's good. Yeah. Because America hasn't really existed on camera either, but has on the feeds. Like people talk to Nicole. They go to her for questions.
Tumblr loves her.
Yeah. Of course
I call that.
Yeah. And they like, I feel like Nicole and America are both like America.
No, also when he picked the chip out and he was like America, and I was like, me? You want me to play?
I get to play.
Okay, here I go. My 10 seconds.
But they are. I
Leslie
think
and
they're
Alex laugh.
playing. I think they're doing a good lie low game.
Yeah, and I hate
There's a-
that. I hate that strategy. I'm gonna lie low, tell the middle, and then I'm
Oh
gonna
my God,
play.
but it's
Okay,
so-
yeah, that's everyone's strategy. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
part of
but
the
they're
alliance.
actually doing
And
it.
when the big alliance ends, I'm gonna have my own alliance.
The issue is when people say that that's their strategy, but then they're Bowie Jane,
Yes,
and she just literally doesn't exist.
she doesn't.
People still talk like they seek out America and Nicole to talk game. They just aren't having to be the big names in front.
Because Bowie Jane like fills that void of they'll be here, but they're not.
Bowie Jane
somebody.
fills the void of an empty bed.
Yeah. And then
She's
was that back in it.
she's a house guest.
Oh yeah. I did not even miss her when she was gone. She did not
No!
even have a message while she was gone. Not a word from Bowie Jane.
And like I get like she said that she volunteered because like it would just be Red had a higher chance of winning.
No, and
and
I
like
wrote.
we had a strategy behind that was
I wrote in my
honestly
notes.
surprising.
I didn't even write Bowie Jane. I said Bowie actually had some thought to it, I guess.
I guess I like I can see that, but at the same like
But I also feel like Suri told her that.
yeah, I don't think she came up with that on her own.
I think she went in and she was like, "Yeah, I'm down for whatever." And then she came out and she told Suri like what she said, and Suri was like, "Well, that's good because
Yeah, that's gotta be it." And then I mean, yeah, Angela said you have to be careful of the middle. And Courtney said they're floaters. I think there's a difference between what is somebody said? It's not floater. I think floating is an actual strategy.
yes,
Floating between both is an actual strategy. It's the people that
floating between both is a strategy, and floating is a strategy.
Yeah,
where you're like, I'm nothing to no one. I'm going to get to the middle. And floating between means you have to pick at one point, and if you pick wrong, you're out. Yeah. But there's there's two types of floaters, and both need to grab a life vest eventually. But the ones that don't just get pre-jury, first jury.
Yeah, like
and Bowie Jane, floater.
This one. Oh, absolutely just floater. Although she feels like she's on a side.
This one, America.
Corey is the Andy Heron rep.
Yeah,
in like the best way. Riley trusts him, tells him things. I feel like maybe Suri, Izzy, and Jared don't necessarily trust him the most, but he still is in with them.
He still is.
And
he's
so
chatting and he's talking and he's making stuff, and he's up Suri's butt, but maybe that's gonna work for him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like,
it's gonna work for him, and I think it's gonna like we get two up the butts, right? We have Corey up her butt, and then we get Izzy up her butt, and there's gonna be two very different outcomes.
Yes,
and I'm excited to see how it comes out.
I know. I feel like
it's the only way to say it.
Yeah, I feel like the difference is that like what is guiding that difference is the fact that Izzy knows that Jared is Suri's son.
Yes.
Corey
she has something in her pocket, but I'm still on the I'm gonna die on the hill of she'll never say a word to Eddie.
Honestly, she might at this point because she calls Suri mom and Jared her brother. The number of like edits of Suri holding like baby Jared and baby Izzy in a pool are like absolutely killing me. But like, so Corey hasn't, I mean, who knows if he's clocked it in real life, but like he hasn't said it. And he's up Suri's butt, but in a way where he's not up Suri's butt to Suri. He's up Suri's butt to Jared.
That's true.
Like,
okay,
he
so
just keeps telling Jared how amazing Suri is.
Comment, Alex. The comment, yes, the coaster. The coaster.
Yes, that was what I was trying to look for. The difference between a floater and a coaster. Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah. Being said, the coaster social strategy includes players who often have little effect on the game or attach themselves to a stronger player to get to the end. That is when I think of like
Cody.
Honestly, yeah.
Cody the first
Bowie,
time.
yes, Bowie's definitely a coaster. Meg from Davon's
Meg.
first season was a co-star.
Meg. Yeah.
I like her, but
I love
she
her.
had nothing to do with the game.
No, she was there just to make us laugh and to hit her face on the veto OTED.
Absolutely.
And now she casts for CBS shows. They hired her
Does
because
she?
was so fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's married to Mike from Survivor.
Oh my God.
She is fully in there. She has coasted her way into CBS's
She's
heart.
really integrated herself.
She sure has.
Angela said with Izzy, it's like in-laws. You get them to love you, and it's through Jared. I mean, honestly. Yeah, she's...
Where's the love?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see the way that they're playing. Izzy and Corey are playing really similar games. It's just that Izzy had that little extra, like she clocked the relationship immediately. And so instead of being like, oh shit, she's really smart, she might be onto us, like she really knows the game, it's like, oh yeah, we love you, come to us.
Yeah.
Whereas Corey is like, I think they're starting to appreciate how smart he is in a way that could be on their side rather than
we'll use
we need
him
to
as
get him
a
out.
mole. They'll
Yeah.
mold him. They'll turn him into a vigilante.
Yeah.
And he'll bring information back because Izzy can't be trusted by the other side because she cries about how much she hates Cameron. So she is the number to
They all hate Cameron. I think everybody's boot order right now in the house is Hisam and then Cameron.
Well, that's fine with me.
I
No qualms.
no
there.
love lost on that. It's fine. Do it to it. But yeah, I mean, as of now, and granted, I have not refreshed feeds or updates since the show was on. Right now in the scare room, Izzy and Jared are discussing Corey. Izzy wants Corey to trust them. She wants to name their alliance with Corey.
I like it. I'm here for it.
It might be that they're trying to just reel him in. But yeah, I would say as of now, it's adios Riley.
Audio. Okay,
tomorrow.
that's fine. Okay, so Angela in the comments is saying good night. I think we have spent our time. We are at an hour and a half. So maybe we call it.
Thanks for calling it, Angela.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Yes.
calling it for all of us.
We needed it.
I think we're all thankful for that.
We're new here. Well, because we could go on forever, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like and subscribe. Punch that
like and
notification
subscribe.
bell.
Alex, you want to help me?
Follow us at Pass the Gravy Bro on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, and on Facebook. I'm Emma. You don't have to follow me, but you could. Mostly what's important is the Pass the Gravy Bro pod. Follow that. Do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow us if you want, but
yeah, you know where to find us. Google me.
everything important that we do or say will be reposted by them.
Absolutely.
Pass the Gravy Bro.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end this at all. I have no control over it. So
we'll just sit here and stare until Alex ends it.
cut us off whenever. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining in. And it was really good having ladies' night.
Yeah.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.